D-Word Cruiser, your life applications officer. I don't want to hold you long. Something has really been bugging me today, and I'm just saying stuff that I've already said. Black folks and the white problem. Now, I've been blessed since Mr. Biden's been in office. Some people are waking up. Because of so much stuff that is so screwed up, and the elevator's not reaching the top floor. There's too many holes in this pickle, too many holes in this onion. You know what I'm saying? There's just too many contradictions in what's going on in America right now. And how is it that when we were slaves, if we all were slaves in the first place, people that are brown like me and black like me, how is it that when we were slaves, we were a better people, but when we found our freedom, we started to act like childish brats who don't know how to act? You can dress them up, but you can't take them out. And as much as Jesse Lee Peterson, so to speak, kind of like, because of his own channel, he whitewashes or power washes away everything that you say. You can never say that white people are wrong about anything. Let me be clear. He's saying that because of his show, but I'm pretty sure he's been in situations where there's been problems with him, or problems, I should say, with a white person that was dealing with him and his way of dealing with him. His words that came out of his mouth towards Jesse, it could have been anywhere. It could have been in a supermarket, or he could have been like me, walking up the street, minding his business, and it was dark outside and somebody called him the N-word. Okay, whatever it was. Jesse is not as dumb as he looks, as he likes to make himself look for the sake of his own channel. But I do agree with him that racism is not what we think it is. Now let's get one thing straight right off the top. Racism in itself is not about white and black. It's about everybody, number one. Number two, racism is not about somebody not liking you because of the color of your skin, as much as it is somebody controlling other races from being in their shoes or in their space, or in their safe place, or in their what I'm saying. But see, as much racism as the average black person would like to tell you is going on, okay, nobody can keep you from getting anything you want today. Yeah, maybe there are racist cops, but you can park your car in front of a racist cop's house. Hey man, why are you parking your car there? Oh, I need to stop for a minute. Is there a problem? Maybe there are racist cops, but you can take a racist cop to court and not only get them on falsely accusing you, but now you can play the race card as well and get him for anything that you might, feel was racist towards you, even if it sounds pathetic. It'll push the jury. Okay? Yeah, there's racist cops. But when you say racist cops, what's that mean? That doesn't mean that he's going to shoot you because you're black. No. That just means that he don't like particular people because he believes particular people will always be in this rut. And it's not his job to sort it out. Let me say that again. What is he racist about? He's racist of the fact that his racism is all about there is this particular group of people or several particular groups of people who will always be in this rut and always be number one in violence, so to speak. And it's not his job to sort it out. And actually it's not. It's not his job to sort it out. It's his job to be a police officer. He wants to go home to his wife and kids in their little safe white haven at 11 o'clock at night like everybody else. He shouldn't have to go home feeling like justice was not served. He took a blow to the face, a knee to the nuts, whatever, okay? Got shot with his own taser and everything else because he dared to arrest somebody that looks like me. He shouldn't have to go through that. Now, am I saying that white people don't get arrested? No, I'm not. And white people do get shot. They just don't put it all up in the news like they do black folks. And let me tell you, black folks are the only people that are being babied. When I walk down the street and I see a sign that says Black Lives Matter, I see a pacifier. Big old pacifier on a poster saying Black Lives Matter. That's like saying babies matter. Saying Black Lives Matter is like saying babies matter because we're too uneducated, immature, okay, and we're too small and fragile, okay, to be arrested like other Americans. We're too we're too much of an infant and too fragile and weak, and we're too special and cuddly and precious. And we're weak and we're victims. We're just too much. We're just too precious, like a little baby. We're just too precious for you to do anything to us that would make us have to put our pacifier down for a minute. That's what I see when I see anything black. Ever since the Civil Rights Movement, I mean, from what I understand, because I wasn't there, but it seems like we're still in the Civil Rights Movement, even though the Civil Rights Movement is over. And in the Civil Rights Movement, don't forget, you black dudes were throwing white chicks down flights of steps and hitting them in the head with baseball bats and doing crazy things, while you was getting hosed down by water hoses and all that kind of stuff, and getting dogs sicked on you. You throw my girlfriend down the steps, I'm going to stab you right in the eye. I'm going to stab you where the sun don't shine. I don't care what color you are. What did you expect? It ain't like the civil rights movement was all about white folks beating up on black folks even then. No, black folks did most of the violence. And that's when, if you go back and look at video footage, if it's telling the truth, and, you look at, stories from different groups of people and you put all the pieces together, the civil rights movement, it seems like that's when we begin to have this war with cops. Because white folks did do what they did to Emmett Till and left him looking like that dead, okay? They was lynching black folks like it was hunting season, no doubt. But when we fought back, we kind of overdid it because we decided we're not going to stop fighting back. And white folks just got to the place where, because you're bringing violence to the house, you're bringing violence to the safe havens of all these white people. Well, of course they're going to get out the dogs, and some gunshots are going to be fired off, and they're going to get out the water hoses and do crazy stuff because you have decided that payback is going to go to the extreme to where you'll never have to pay back again. Well, obviously it didn't work because you're still, to this day, paying back. Now, that wasn't even part of the video, but there are 3 types of cops that I've known throughout my life. Me being pulled over by the police, tailgated by the police for entering certain neighborhoods, driving a rent-a-car, and there's no law that says I need to explain to a white police officer why I have a rent-a-car. Okay? I'm allowed to have a rent-a-car because I'm an American and I went to Enterprise Rent-A-Car and my account worked. So I got me a rent-a-car. All the rent-a-cars, none of them are labeled Pennsylvania. None of the plates on those cars say Pennsylvania. So if I want to ride through Pittsburgh with a plate that says Ohio or Missouri or whatever on it, okay, it ain't for cops to go acting like a fool. Because you pull me over, I've already been clear. My license has already been proven to be correct and everything, just like Enterprise cleared it. And so whatever you pulling me over about, you pulling over, if I'm not speeding, you're pulling over Enterprise Rent-A-Car. That's their car, their plates, their stickers, their everything. All the issues fall back on Enterprise Rent-A-Car. And how many times did I get tailgated by cops because they seen a black man with plates that weren't Pennsylvania plates? But if I want to visit from Ohio and I'm a black man, was there a problem? If I want to visit from Missouri or visit from New Jersey or whatever, is there a problem? Am I allowed to, like I was telling a lady today, am I allowed to ride through the town of Avalon with New Jersey plates on? Before you pull me over, you need to look them New Jersey plates up. You'll find out the car belongs to Enterprise Rent-A-Car. So now because you've seen a black man in the car, I guess the next move to make once you look up the plates to see if Enterprise Rent-A-Car reported any cars stolen, because you cannot understand why a black man would be driving his New Jersey plated car through Avalon. So I feel you black people when it comes to a lot of things. But what I don't feel you about is why you got to make such a big deal about it. But I don't get it. First of all, the reason why white people make a big deal about stuff is because of the color codes, and there are color codes, of people coming into this state with plates from other countries, not on, well, I shouldn't say countries, plates from other states doing crooked things. And you get a rookie cop out there who ain't never getting no status in the police department, okay, wanting to crack down on something, your black behind, okay, just made her interested, okay. She thinks she got a case until she pulls me over, and she gotta get all angry because she made a fool out of herself, okay. But I've been there, is all I'm saying. But there's three types of cops that I've run into, and neither one of them to me are racism. You have, number one, you have cops that have tension with crime. If you are in, number one, tension with criminals, they have criminal tension. They have tension between them and criminals. And if you go into any inner city, to any major city in the world, you will see most of the time cops that are, especially cops that work the afternoon and overnight. They don't speak. They don't say hello. They don't smile. Why? Because of tension between them and the criminal. Now, come on, black folks. When you look at all the criminals, see, black folks can get together and they can sit there and say, and this nigga, he had the nerve, and this nigga over here, and you can't trust these niggas, and nigga. But you let a white man say, oh, well, according to the ratings, that most crime in the inner cities is done by blacks. We just said the same thing, but it's wrong for them to say it. I was talking to a lady today, and I was talking to my best friend last weekend. He's not my best friend, he's my best coworker. Last weekend, who's a conservative like myself. And we was talking about black folks and what's wrong with black folks. Okay? We're allowed to do that. We're both conservatives. Don't make us racist, because then we'd be racist towards ourselves, okay? We just know the difference between some black folks and some other black folks. That's all. But in the inner city, a lot of black folks that remain in the inner city, especially these young baby kids coming up, they don't know how to behave. They don't know how to act. Everything from their dress code all the way to how they behave in any major city. Just, they could be over there in that corner by themselves. Just by the way they behave gives them away. I was riding the bus today, and when I got off the bus at work, I told, one of my coworkers, I says, you go downtown Pittsburgh, and there's people down there that need to go home. They're not going anywhere. You can look at them. They don't have any money. They're not going to buy anything. They're not going shopping. They don't have nowhere to go but home. Dude, why are you down here? There's nothing for you down here. And I get aggravated when I watch people. I shake my head like, oh my God. The only one I can make excuses for was this heavyset black guy today that made people angry on the street because he's so mentally ill. He tried to say he was a karate master, and he talked to another black gentleman around his age that he knew from back in the day, who actually is a karate master. But the bad connection was the real karate master was drunk. And this guy was so highly medicated on whatever depression medication he got on, he done lost his mind. I had to see this guy 3 times today. 3 times. When I went downtown, he got on the bus to go downtown. Okay? Then he got back on the bus again as I was headed to work. And then when I came home tonight, he got on the wrong bus, my bus. And he lost his mind on the bus and just got off the bus. And now he's going to be on the busway when it closes. He got nowhere to go. He's going to end up either getting a free ride home from the police, or either he's going to be stranded and homeless on the busway. But at first I felt like, man, why don't you shut up and leave people alone? And then I realized he got some mental problems. He's sick. And now he's stuck on my busway right out here. He keeps on getting buses and never getting home. I'm going to pray for this guy when I get done doing this video. He's out there stuck. And if he gets on another bus, he's going to get off somewhere and get on, and I think he caught up with himself and said, hold up. This is going to a whole nother part of Allegheny County. Let me get off and get back on the bus going this way. And the medication's starting to wear off, and he's starting to become like dead. Like he just, But today he was just, and the bus driver got mad at him and said, shut up or get off the bus. And when he got off the bus, I clapped my hands. But then tonight, when I seen the medication starting to wear off, I started to feel bad for the brother. But anyway, that's another video too. But there's 3 types of cops. There's cops that have tension with criminality, and it shows in their actions every day on the job. There's cops that do practice segregation. In these small little hit towns, in any state you go to, there are certain towns where the cops, they better support segregation. And so their goal is to get you to leave, or get you to keep moving from place to place. Okay, so they don't let you know that they're in support of that segregation. But they are under this belief that segregation, which sometimes it's true, that segregation in that town keeps crime from happening. You go to these little towns that got no money, and you got these white folks living there that are scrambling for everything that they need. Okay? The only way that they're going to be safe is if they make sure that certain people, whether they be white or black, when they get to that point, out. But you know that black folks have the higher numbers when you got a bunch of poor white people who might be getting drunk a lot and slapping their wives, but they never have any rape in that neighborhood. They never have any murder. They never have any theft. Nobody's house is getting broken into. But these people, this is a ghetto, a white ghetto. But yet it's peaceful until your black butt shows up, and then they start to act up. And they're like, dude, you need to keep moving. I don't know what to tell you except you need to keep moving. And that's I've seen cops do that. Okay, they just want you to leave. They don't want to fight with you. They don't want to arrest you or whatever. But they're supporting this segregation because this town is small enough for it to be that personal, or that part of that town is small enough for it to be that personal. So, now you can always go over their head, black folks. You can go over their head and talk to the sheriff. You can go over their head and call the manager, the precinct, the commissioner, the mayor. You can squash this. Take this thing to court. You can go to the police precinct and fill out a citation against the cop if it bothers you that much. But, the only time it bothers me is when I'm on E and I can't get gas at your gas station because you don't want people like this that look like me in your town. But I'm on E. I'm about to run out of gas in your little juvie town. That's when I get mad about it. But you don't want me hanging out in your town. I feel like, okay, nobody wants to be in your little shabby town anyway. I'm not going to get mad. I'm not going to call Black Lives Matter and say, hey, we need to come out here to Clymer, Pennsylvania and protest. I'm not going to do that. Okay? No, I'm not going to do that. Okay? They can have their little ghetto town. And usually they're white ghettos. That's what they are. And then number 3, you have cops that are really, really peaceful. And the reason why they're peaceful is because they know that the history of that town, the laws, the magistrates, the mayor, the governors, and the people of that town, the politicians and out of that town will fight for them as well as every minority. They will make sure that, look, this is our culture. You go against it, bye-bye. Like up here, people just disappear. Okay? Because number one, in order to have a place to live up here, even this little rinky-dink place right here, okay, you got to meet the requirements. And it doesn't change because you're black. There's no affirmative action up here. So black folks just disappear. You get black folks up here that don't want to work. They just want to get drunk and smoke weed. They're not here very long. They disappear. And these cops up here, they address everybody as yes ma'am, yes sir. It don't matter what color of skin you are. They address you as yes sir, yes ma'am. Okay? But in every major city, you will have cops that have tension with me. And I don't get mad. I don't let it bother me when I walk past a white cop downtown Pittsburgh and he acts like now right now, since George Floyd, and I'm not giving that garbage any credit, but since George Floyd, and since, this whole defund the police thing, a lot of cops have been having meetings at their precincts, and they are actually going out on the street, okay, and talking to people and, connecting with people and so forth like that. But you don't need a Democrat, okay, to do that. Donald Trump spoke the same. Matter of fact, Biden didn't speak this. Trump did. Okay? Trump is the one that spoke, police and neighborhoods getting together for peace. Okay? But the thing is, one thing I don't like about our peace treaties is that black folks always get to push the envelope instead of keeping up with the envelope like everybody else. Let me say that again. Black folks get to push the envelope instead of keeping up with the envelope or being in the same envelope as everybody else. Okay? And I don't like that. That makes me feel small. That makes me feel like I'm in a race that's very small. And all this white baby black attitude around me. You know what it is? It's racism. It's not love. It's not, oh yeah, we went out here and rioted and we now, they know what's up now because we black folks, we ain't taking it no more, dude. Yo, we ain't taking it no more. That's not why they acting like that. Because you ain't taking it no more. They're acting like that because they think that you are not civilized enough. You are monkeys without a zoo. You're monkeys without a habitat. You're outside your habitat. That's the way people see black folks. Like, you're outside your habitat. Every time a white person wears a Black Lives Matter t-shirt, you know the way I read that is, take your black A back to Africa. That's the way I see that. Because I know he don't really care about no Black Lives Matter. He might care about Black Lives Matter more than black folks care about Black Lives Mattering. But he doesn't really care about Black Lives Matter. Come on. You're not going to win racism, or beat racism, I should say, by rioting and fighting and protesting and building these hate groups because you think they're going to meet the other hate groups in the middle and have a civil war and we're going to win because we got bigger penises, okay, and more baby kids, so we're going to win. No, you're not. Okay? White folks got more guns. And you got more Navy SEALs in the white community that'll wrap their arms around your neck and choke you out and say, oops, what happened? I'm sorry. Black Lives Matter. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I didn't know he was black. Black Lives Matter. High five, man. You okay? You okay? I almost killed you. You okay? You know, forget about it, man. Just stop. Just stop. You know, just stop. A lot of Navy SEALs in the white community. Now, there's a lot of blacks that went into the Army. And they went into the Marines and never went to war. And then they went into the Marines and they was out of the Marines before they ever finished one tour, okay? One deployment, okay? But how many blacks you know in the Navy compared to the Marines? How many blacks you know in the Marines compared to the Army? Okay? Black folks are always on the bottom because they choose to be, not because they have to be, but because they choose to be. If you're going to go into the service and fight for this country, go in there because you care about your country, not because you want to keep up with white people. Or you want to say, hey, look, I'm black, I did this. You know, well, it doesn't matter if you're black. It should be more like, hey, I'm Tyrone and I did this. Or, hey, I'm Poochie. Or I'm JJ, whatever your name is, and I did this. Not because I'm black and I did this. Okay? No. And one thing that I've done in my life, and you ought to try it sometimes, is I looked at the white people in my circles, if you got white people in your circles, and I said, you know what? He got a point. Why can't I do that? I want to see how he does that so I can do it. Even if I think he's racist. He ain't got to live in the ghetto. Even if I think he's racist, he'll always make more money than me. Even if I think he's racist, his wife don't treat him like my wife treat me. Even if I think he's racist, his kids are well behaved and better behaved than mine. Even if I think he's racist, his kids are going to college. His kids are going to be a Navy SEAL just like him. There's nothing wrong with learning from those around you. They don't have to be black. They really don't. I'm tired of seeing all these segregated people. I saw a black girl sitting with a bunch of white ladies today, and I almost clapped my hands. You know what I'm saying? Because, you go to nursing school and you see you got two black girls in the whole entire nursing school. Unless they fighting each other, they going to hang out together because they black. Well, it's just us. While all these white people, they got 9 people sitting at a table. And they invited you. They always invite you. They always invite you. I've been to some of the most racist, if you want to call it that, places. And they always invite you. Hey, Cruz, you don't have to sit over there. Come sit over here with us, dog. Come sit over here with us, man. It's okay, dude. Have a seat right there. Here. Brush it off for you. There you go. Pull it up. Pull it over here. Even if they was racist, in my opinion, they was, hey, Cruz, come over here. My only problem is they asked me to come over there, and I sit with them, and they want to talk about, certain things. Listeners, get this. They want to talk about certain things, and they find out that I'm not from the ghetto, that I'm not on welfare, that I didn't grow up, my mama didn't allow me to grow up and be a thug, and I don't know nothing about drugs. I've never done drugs before. The only drug I've ever done was marijuana. I never done crack or cocaine or meth or heroin or none of that. And they look at me like I'm lying. Like I'm making up stories to fit in. Hold up. I didn't come over here to fit in with you. You asked me to come over here, man. I was over there reading the paper, eating my peaches, minding my own business. You asked me to come over here. But when you find out that I'm not part of the black community, now you get offended. Because you feel like you got to come down to my level for a minute. And when you find out I got kids, and I'm raising my kids, okay, I done went to school. I done graduated from high school and did some other schooling. Okay, I got some skills under my belt. I got some licenses under my belt. I done been around. I've been through some things. And it ain't all just the Black Depression. Okay? I don't have these little sad stories about growing up in the ghetto, except, yeah, I grew up in the ghetto. Went through that. Been there and done that. Move on. What else you want to talk about? Oh, yeah, we can talk about that. Okay? So I've been there. Black folks think us conservatives or black Republicans never been through this stuff. We've been through it just like you've been through it. But this is the thing. Have you ever met a real racist? A real racist don't like anybody but his own race. If he's black, he only likes black people. Period. It doesn't matter how pretty the Indian women are, and because they are brown like us. It doesn't matter, how, creamy the Spanish women look, or how lovely and mellow the white ladies look, or nothing. You don't like white people, you really don't like white people. And white people can be as nice to you as they want to be. You will never sit at a table with them. You will not have these conversations with them. And it's the same thing with a white man. If he's really racist, he doesn't like all brown-skinned people, not just blacks. He don't like minorities, period. I've seen white people who were outnumbered by white people that ain't racist like his racist behind, might I add, okay? I've seen him, oh, he want to kick it with me today and talk about the Indian guy over there. And as much as I have a problem with a lot of Indians, what you're saying has nothing to do with any problems that you have with Indian people. So what if he smells like what he eats? Give me a dude. Oh my God. Go somewhere. Okay? You smell like pork. You smell like bologna, dude. I can tell what you had for lunch too, but you want to come up to me, oh, you know, what I hate about Indian people, they smell like what they eat. Oh, so they eat veal. They don't eat pork. They eat veal. And they eat like raw vegetables with fried veal. You know, I went to a Mediterranean place. I went to an Indian place here in the neighborhood, one that was real popular. They're always on the internet and stuff like that. And I hated the food because when I eat, all my food is warm. But the vegetables, they eat them raw. Just Indian place I went to. They got raw everything when it comes to vegetables. Raw, even raw potatoes. They got raw everything. But the meat is, oh my goodness. I was thinking, man, put that veal sausage, put 4 of them in a thing, and I'll take them home. Keep these frozen vegetables that you just put on my plate, man. I like my vegetables hot, you know. But am I going to bring that up when I say that I don't like Indian people? Come on, man. I told this guy, I got a neighbor right down here, down the street here. I told her, I said, what you got to say about these immigrants up here? What's that got to do with the tea in China? Like black folks don't do it. Like white folks don't do it. Oh, but they can do it. Okay? Well, I'm moving because, you know, and I agree with her when it comes to doing dumb stuff like hanging your clothes up. Like this is the 1800s or something. You got your clothes hanging up out on the lines. We trying to live in the uppity up here. You got your clothes blocking all the windows, hanging on lines. I gotta look out my window and see your child's t-shirt blocking my view. I understand where that's nonsense. Somebody need to say, excuse me, we use a dryer. If you're too good to use the dryer, maybe you want to live somewhere else. You know what I mean? Now, to a lot of people, white and black, that you know, you're going against the melting pot here. But, you know, I'm sorry. I just, you know, but I would never, ever say, oh, I'm not going to move there because a lady hanging her clothes up outside. No, I'm going to try to get her to hang them somewhere else. Hang them in the back. You know what I'm saying? If you need to hang them up that bad, hang them in the back where they ain't got to be out here in the public eye. But what I'm saying to you is everybody is racist when it's convenient for them. And everybody is non-racist when it is convenient for them. Okay? Even me sometimes. There's a couple Indian ladies right now that have been very, very nice to me. The only thing that makes me want to slap them is the men that come around. Okay, I got no problem with the ladies, it's the men. Okay, the men, they act like, you know, the ladies are, you know, like all the men, you know, but the women, they get involved with people and, you know. And I keep getting, and you do too, I keep getting Arabs and Indian mixed up. Arabs are the most arrogant ones that make you want to slap an Indian, okay? Because when you're ready to slap them, you can't find them. So, but the Indians are always there, okay? All right, the thing is, I just met an Indian that I was, not an Indian, there we go, see, I get them mixed up. An Arab doctor. that I thought was the most arrogant SOB you want to meet without ever having a conversation with him. And he came to me just recently to address me about one of my employees. And I didn't know he was paying attention. And I still disagree with him as far as some of his attitude, because he is arrogant. But as far as the arrogant SOB, I don't feel he's a SOB anymore, but he is arrogant. But I like the guy because he has a humble side. You know what I mean? And he has a side where he's not afraid to care about people outside of cutting you open. Okay? And I appreciate that. And I looked that guy in the eye and I wanted to tell him so bad, man, I was wrong about you, man. But I know God help us when he walks in and his badge don't work. Okay, he gonna roar like we can do something about that on the weekend. You know, he just gonna act up and act a fool. That's his personality, but I know, praise be to God, that he has a good side too. And all these white people, as well as these Indian and these Arabs, they all have a good side. Okay? And I'm glad to find out that some of the people, you know, this Indian lady was sharing a joke with me today about, you know, we were teasing each other about who broke the door. I tried to fix it and it was already broken. I locked myself out, and when I called in the squad to come fix it, she said, "You broke the door." And her little accent was so cute. You broke it. You broke the door. And there was a younger Indian girl there. And she knew that she was joking with me. Okay? And, but there's a lot of Indian people that are racist. I know Indian people that don't want me talking to any white people, because they feel that white people are on a higher level. They should not, you know, even the homeless white man shouldn't be communicating with me. That's how racist, if you want to call it that, or stereotypical, I call it, some Indian people are. They feel that they are like the brown-skinned version of white people. And everybody else is just blah, 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 blah. Because when it comes to going to college, they come in second place. And then the Asians, they come in third place. You know, I think more Asians go to college than white folks. I think Asians come in first place. It all depends. University of Pittsburgh, I think Asians come in second place. Then the Indians come in third place. White folks come in first place. But other places, more Indians than anything. There's more Indians than there are people. Okay? But anyway, I'm done talking about this. I'm done with this video. Racism is not what you think. The problem with black folks in the race problem is the fact that you can't do anything about racism. Racism is life. But you, black folks, are not controlled by racism. You are controlled by your response to racism. You, black folks, are not controlled by racism. You are controlled by your response to what you think is racism. That's what's controlling you. That's what is making you look like a fool. And when black folks get to the point to where they realize that they're on the stage, they got the floor, they're on the stage, and their performance is screwed up. And we know that black folks can sing their butts off. We know that they can dance their butts off. Can't nobody beat us at singing, dancing, or cooking. Can't nobody beat black folks at singing, dancing, or cooking. I will go down to a Democrat's house, a liberal Democrat's house, to eat her mac and cheese, or to eat her, you know, collard greens, or what other kind of southern dish she gonna make, except the chitlins. I'm done with that. Them days are over. But you know, I've had some Asian people bring me some meals and some Indian people put something on the table and you name it. But there's two groups of people that when they say they cooking, I'm all ears, and that is Thailandish people and black folks. Okay, I will go down there, okay, and let you know, Miss Michelle Obama cook me up something nice, because black folks can cook, they can sing, and they can dance. Okay, but everything else, you screwed up. And we don't live off of singing, dancing, okay, and cooking. Unless you like my god sister that moved to Florida based on her potato salad. Okay? White folks is, that potato salad is stacked up through the roof, and white folks, they go to the top of the roof and come all the way down. And it's gone in a day. Gotta put it up again for tomorrow. That's how much potato salad she's selling to live the life that she lives in Florida. Okay? But racism is not your problem. You are. You are the problem. Racism is not your problem. You are. You're the problem, not racism. Okay? So God bless you, DeRoy Cruz, your life applications officer. Hope this helps. Talk to you soon. In Jesus' name. God bless you. Have a great night.